Hello. There's a myth that there's mana loss between two spreaders, so let's see if that's true or not. Here's a redstone spreader and a normal spreader. Both send a mana burst with the same amount of mana, so we shouldn't see any loss. With the observer clock, we can quickly see if there is mana loss. Let's turn off the clock and wait for the bursts to finish. And the result is a still full diluted mana pool with a signal strength of 15, and there's no mana loss. If you had the spreaders farther than the point of mana burst loses mana, you lose mana between the spreaders. In the test, I had a spreader at the point of mana loss, but there was no mana loss. If you had the spreader after the point of mana loss, there is mana loss, even one block after the point of loss. If you had a bore lens or damaging lens, there is mana loss because the bursts use mana to break blocks or damage mobs. You can see the mana burst dwindle, and the normal spreader no longer sends a mana burst when it receives a mana burst. Oh, I hit a block. After this test, you can see there is mana loss. No other lens has mana loss because of their intended effects. Only a bore lens and a damaging lens has mana loss. If a spreader is full and it can't send mana, then mana is lost. The spreader is full and the mana pool is full, so the spreader can't send mana. Mana is going to the full spreader, but since the spreader is full, mana is destroyed. You can see there is mana loss. Footnote 1. Potency lens. If you had a spreader with a potency lens, mana might get stuck in the spreader. Since mana is stuck in the spreader because a potency lens doubles the mana per burst, it might appear there is mana loss when the remaining mana is stuck in the spreader. Since a potency lens doubles the mana per burst, it would take 2 bursts from a spreader without a potency lens to get the mana out. So, here's a second burst, and the mana gets out of the spreader. So it's empty, and the pool is full. Just keep in mind that a spreader with a potency lens has the point of loss closer than a spreader without a potency lens. You can see the point of loss for a spreader with a lens on the center, and without on the right. Footnote 2. Warp lens. Since Botania version 334, you can no longer send mana with a warp lens, so mana is lost. If you don't know, the Lexicon of Botania tells you which version you are playing on, and for me, the 354th edition. So let's send mana with a warp lens, and there's no mana. So the conclusion is, there is no mana loss in between 2 spreaders. But there are 3 cases there is mana loss. 1. The spreaders have either a damaging lens or a bore lens. 2. The spreaders are far apart enough that the mana burst loses mana. And 3, the spreader is full. And there you have it on spreaders and mana loss. From Ein.